Welcome to the Manhattan at Richmond Homerama. I'm Teresa Dorlini, and this is John Dorlini. We are Circle Design Studio. We're a multidisciplinary design firm. We're licensed architects, interior designers, and contractors. We do work all over the United States, and our style is best described as livable modern.
The purpose of Homerama is to bring together all of these builders in this development to showcase their best floor plans. And the plan that we were given, we saw immediate opportunities to improve upon to create an awesome interior space. The first two steps of the process are the most important. The first stage is called programming. That is our process of seeking out the problem that we are going to solve through design. A good designer is your interpreter. We will translate into language for your builder your wants, because we are asking in-depth questions of the mood, history, your wants, memory. A good designer has the ability to understand statements like, I want blue, but not blue. Teresa knows what that means.
And I think why John and I are such a good team in deciphering what a client wants is we hear different things. It's a lot of helping the client, facilitating this process of getting all of those wants and dreams, design dreams, to come to fruition.
We figure out what that chemistry or dynamic is. It's always an interesting conversation where we say, in your bathroom, do you like a closed door water closet or an open door policy? And that's always interesting to see them interact, because it helps lower their guard. They can be more honest about their lifestyle, and it makes the design better because we start knowing things about their private life that will make the space more enjoyable in the end.
Like if they shower together.
Teresa
or
loves,
want
yeah.
To shower together.
Shower for two, anyone?
That's a great question. I mean, if that's a desire and they want to be able to shower together, we know that we're going to have to build a shower for two. We're going to be designing a shower for two. So yes, we do know them.
And then we have clients who shower for two and their dog, so go figure.
Yes, we have had that. We have had a client who wants to shower with their dog.
The next phase is schematic design, which is creating the visual representation of the mission statement, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like, and we achieve that using 3D software, using mood boards, which are a digital collage of all of the materials and colors and textures that we are going to propose for your space.
We don't do any projects without modeling in 3D, mostly because it helps us visualize. We can plan better for a number of different instances, but the average client cannot understand 2D drawings. So that just becomes part of our process. Simultaneously, along with the 3D, we come up with mood boards. Not only are looking at the materials, tile and flooring and wall covering, we're looking at the light fixtures, the furnishings, rugs, artwork. It bridges the gap between the 3D software and reality.
And what's great about the rendering software that we use, we can insert all of the actual pictures of art or rugs, and you will see exactly accurate representation of what we're proposing for your space.
Really gets the clients excited because they see their artwork, their objects in the design of their space.
And once we have the space modeled, we can make really quick design decisions by removing a wall, moving a window, changing the size and placement of cabinets, shelves, furniture, anything. So it really becomes intuitive as part of the design process to make decisions on the fly before we even begin the drawings.
So after schematic design is approved, we go into design development, and that is specifying every material that goes in the space, every light fixture that is there. We input all of those decisions into our software so that the client can review it, but every decision is made before we start construction drawings.
And so the benefit of the design development phase is to be as specific as possible. And I always say we treat it as a shopping list where you're going to buy everything. And once everything is specified, the value to the homeowner is you know what things cost. You don't need a builder to tell you an allowance. We know what things are going to cost up front, and you can buy them early on in the process so you don't have to deal with discontinuations, materials, long lead times, things like that.
After design development and all of those decisions are made, all of the materials are specified, we move into construction drawings, and that is where all of the detail comes in. Every elevation is drawn, all of the tile patterns are drawn. If we have custom features like the wine display. We're doing a section cut through the countertop and the glass so that the fabricators know how all of that is going together. It's a level of detail that allows any contractor to come in and give an accurate bid because they know how we want the things constructed. They know the materials, the actual materials that are going into the space. We're not dealing with allowances.
So most construction jobs will require a permit, and permit drawings can be very simple. The drawings that we produce go above and beyond what's required for a permit because we are control freaks. We will tell you the direction of the flooring. We will show you the tile pattern, where to start. We will identify every light in the ceiling, where it should be, so we leave no guesswork to the contractor, so they're not picking up the phone, winging it, trying to make decisions. They know from the get-go, the drawings that we produce will tell them what the design intent is for a lot of these decisions. None of these decisions, these design decisions put on the client, should be made in a vacuum. The value that we bring is we're thinking of the big picture. We're going to show you the entire palette and why this tile works, why this cabinet works, why this light works, not looking at them piecemeal, because that's when wrong decisions get made. A great piece of advice I got about construction drawings is it's a contract. It is a legal document that shows and defines the scope that you are hiring the contractor or builder to create for you. And so that's why it's important for us to specify as much information as possible, to put it out on the table, so it becomes a record that can be referenced throughout construction that the work we designed is getting implemented.
A lot of times there's a disconnect. There's, a client has spent months and months looking, at inspo images on Pinterest and getting excited about what the home is going to be, and they have that in their mind. But if that's not relayed to the contractor in some way, there's a disconnect. When a client is seeing those images in their mind, that's what they're getting. But if you don't have the construction drawings and you don't have all of the selections recorded, that may not be what they're getting. And that's where there's disappointment. After construction drawings, we go into furniture specification. So even though we have the general idea of what the furnishings are going to look like, and that is included in the mood boards for schematic design, the furniture procurement phase is where we're actually specifying the actual pieces. We come up with a furniture proposal. All of the finishes are specified. It is in a document that we give to the client to review, doing the furniture plan, making sure that everything fits perfectly, taking into account all of the flow of the space, locations of the pieces, and how it's going to work in the space. My philosophy on furnishings is similar to the philosophy on art and accessorizing and all of those things. I don't believe that things should match. I think as you go through life, you may acquire a piece here, you may acquire a piece there, and it shouldn't look like you bought the set. Having a more collected, curated look adds depth to the space, and I always try to steer the client away from the matchy-matchiness and have it look like they have furnished their home over time. I'm a huge fan of classic modern design and things that are timeless. I think if you select pieces that are classic in shape, clean lined, they're not going to go out of style. They will remain relevant. I think a good strategy in buying furniture is having your large, more expensive pieces of upholstery be a neutral and adding in color and texture through less expensive items, pillows, throws, all of those kinds of soft accessories.
As an added layer of assurance to our clients when their construction project starts, we offer a service of construction administration, which is us as designers being involved to make sure that the carrying out of construction meets the design intent of the drawings that we prepared.
Construction admin is really beneficial, especially during electrical rough-in, plumbing rough-in. We do a lot of custom things with plumbing, like in here, the powder room, we did the faucet off to the side wall instead of coming out of the front wall. So those things need to be coordinated. Having someone who is involved with the design present on site while rough-in is happening is so crucial. If there are any mistakes, we're going to catch them then instead of, once drywall happens. I think people now with electrical and placement of outlets, that's really kind of a specific thing to the clients. It's important for us to make sure that all of those things are put in the right place.
For construction administration, we try to define the times in the project that we should be coming in to inspect the work. We always check it against the drawings that we've prepared to make sure that what's been built matches our drawings. But things like an electrical walkthrough should always be done with the owner. And the benefit of the visuals that we produce with the furniture plan, we know exactly where outlets, TVs, switches should go, especially if they're in the floor. We've already given thought to the furniture arrangements.
So a good example is, here we have this table floor lamp combo. If we hadn't taken into account the design, sort of holistically, thinking about the furnishings that are going to go in here, we wouldn't have accounted for the floor outlet that needed to be here for this to turn on. That level of coordination is really important to make the home function optimally.
We love custom cabinetry. We actually sell our own custom cabinet line because we love having the control to customize anything within a space with the finishes, with the pullouts, with the pulls. It adds that more sophisticated touch to any interior design.
Our cabinet line is called Signature by Circle, and it's produced by a cabinet company out of Pennsylvania. Everything is made in the United States. We are in control of the production. We have great communication with their factory. We're able to lock in lead times. So that's why it's important for us to have our own line.
And we know exactly when the truck is going to pull up to unload the cabinets.
And that's important because cabinets can hold up so many other parts of the job. We started carrying Signature by Circle so that we had control over those timelines and it didn't put the construction schedule back.
And owning that responsibility of the cabinet design reduces sending the client away to another vendor who may not understand the design intent. They continue to work with our team, and we have that continuity that reinforces the design intent that we've created in earlier phases.
Once construction has wrapped up, we schedule final installation of furnishings, and then we also do final staging. At the end of every project, funds are running low, and sometimes you may not think that the final staging is important, and unfortunately, that phase can get cut out of projects, but there is a really big difference between a home that is staged with intention and just a finished construction site, because we have gone in and we've remodeled homes where we've done great things in the kitchen, a whole new kitchen, a complete gut remodel, but it does not feel like a home until we do the final staging, until your artwork is up, the draperies are up, all of the items are placed in the space.
And why we love specifying the furniture for your project is it is a project cost. And as you're spending money on construction, you will also know how much to put on the side to make sure it feels like a home. We have seen projects done where they cannot afford window blinds and they have paper on their windows in their nice, beautiful home because they not think ahead.
I think it goes back to this idea of, clients are consuming so much imagery, through Pinterest, through Instagram, and they are seeing these magazine-ready homes. So that's what they expect. Clients just need to understand that if they really want those magazine-worthy interiors, you need to have the whole process done. You need to have us come in and do the final staging and make sure all of your items are placed well, that there's a beautiful composition on the coffee table, that there's beautiful compositions on your bookshelves or the credenza or things like that. After final staging is when the clients cry and jump up and down and give me a hug. So we can go in and do, a huge complete gut, spend a ton of money, but you know what? They don't clap and give me a hug until that stage is done.
And of everything we have talked about, our services include those first 4 phases. But the more you involve us in the cabinets, in the furniture, in the construction, in the final staging, the more control you give is you're gonna have the best outcome in the end. And I think the Manhattan here at Homeorama is a true testament to that.